I never really thought I would end up in Minnesota after, like growing up here, but it's actually pretty awesome. The newest calendar. Why Minnesotans are too nice to brag about like cool stuff that's come out of Minnesota. I got a hold of Andy and I was like, check out this idea, and he just was like dying for it. He thought it was the coolest, most fantastic idea ever. We kept going back and forth about super cool businesses and people and things. We started nailing down like, I really liked the Duck Duck Grey Duck thing, the thing that like all of us Minnesota kids always played, but everyone else always said Duck Duck Goose, and we couldn't explain it to those people and they couldn't explain it to us. It's just a thing. So, that was one of them. Then there was like Tonka, because everybody had a Tonka truck. Spam made it into the loop. Then there was like the Gagliardi and hockey hair, blah, blah, blah. So we were so jacked about this. And I ordered all my linoleum, made all my blocks, and I started carving, and I carved like crazy. Andy was like, he kept checking in with me because he was really excited, and my portion of when we do the calendars is I carve all the images, because Andy doesn't do that. He's a printer. So he just had to wait for me to get those blocks to him. Meanwhile, he's printing the numbers and the dates and all of the stuff that makes a calendar a calendar. There's type everywhere, it's dirty, there's stuff all over the walls and the floor, and there's ink everywhere, and typeset, and it felt like home, him coming here and me going there, so neither of us really believed in polymer plates. We were about doing it the pure way. We were purists, and we really geeked out on each other being the same way. He had been working with a couple other artists in his area doing these calendars, and he was really excited to pitch the idea to me because he knew that I was this like big linoleum block carver. That's kind of my thing, So we started kind of kicking around calendar ideas, and the ones he was already doing were really beautiful and really like scenic, and I like it to have a little extra flair, a little bit of humor or a little edge or something. Then he started saying, Bruno, you should make some of these like multicolored. And I was like, that's fantastic. Because typically these calendars have always been black, black, one color, super simple, which is lovely. But well, he was like, let's go big, So some of them turned into 2 color blocks, some 3, and even the Spam one is a 4 color block, which totally is like mind blowing. So that meant that my 12 blocks turned into about 28 or maybe 30. I don't think I actually counted them, but it's a pretty giant pile. Once I was done carving all the blocks, Andy was in full swing to get the 350 calendars done, and the sponsors were pretty much all in place. He's printing all of those images on all of the calendars. Then after all the printing's done, which took months, and he said he'd be in there all night, because he was just so excited about getting them done, and he wanted to see the next color on top and the next color, and he just couldn't finish. I mean, he couldn't walk away from it until it was finished. So then, after all the printing's done and all the paper's dry, then he's got to score and fold all of the calendars and put them all together. Then he has to trim them all down, and finally he has to staple them and finish them. The whole point being that these calendars from start to finish are completely handmade and done just by us, and they're friggin' incredible, and we're super proud of them. And so now, it's just about getting the word out there about how we're still printing like purists, and we're still kicking out super edgy, kick-ass shit, and we want to get it in the hands of the people.